Metal Army interview with Watain. Erik, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
So the tour is almost over. How would you say the experience has been?
It's been, I would say, it's pretty much everything we had hoped for and a little bit more. I mean, this tour was from the beginning. First we were just sent the dates, and we weren't sent, we didn't know any of the bands that were going to be on the bill, and we were like, no, fuck it, we're not going to do any more tours, we're done for now, And then we found out about the bands, and we were like, aha, well, okay, fuck it, let's do it, And it's just been one of those perfect tours, those that happen every 5th or every 10th even year, It's been great, very inspiring. I mean, just hanging out with the other bands every day, talking, discussing each other's sets. It's been good for everyone. I think everyone learned a lot.
Excellent. I was going to ask you, I know you're no stranger at home to issues sometimes with the shows. Are you surprised at some of the attitudes of some of the venues and the conservative attitudes of the venues?
I can't say I'm surprised, but it still pisses me off, I mean, it's to me it's like, fine, they're conservative venues or whatever, but I don't understand why they want to book a tour package like that in the first place, if they don't want us to do the show. But there's always a way around things, and we have found most of them on this tour, so we've been working it out pretty good anyway. It's from the beginning we just said that we know from before that America is a completely different thing than Europe, So we have just taken it as it comes pretty much, and it's been working out good.
Great. And just one sort of further question to that, which is, do you think it's just fear or just ignorance that they don't understand the package of bands and what they represent? Do you think they're just afraid?
Yeah, I think they're just afraid. I think they are guys that are used to having the regular job at the regular venue, and they just want the band to come in and do a nice show and go home, and when they start to hear about corpses and fire and blood, well, it sort of disturbs their working patterns, So I think it's mostly about that, and I think, a good promoter, I think, or a good venue owner is one that is a bit open-minded and that has a bit of a rock and roll spirit, and there has been plenty of those as well. That we have met some really great promoters in this tour as well. So yeah, it's life on the road. You take every day as it comes and deal with it.
Excellent. And I understand the band has also been doing some headline shows as off dates, and you missed the beginning of the tour with some visa issues. Does the band prepare any differently when you're going to play a longer set during the day, or you just approach every show the same?
No, it's been different, and the fact is that those 5 shows that we missed in the beginning, we're going to do them now after we end in New York, and those are going to be very different in the sense that I'm playing guitar instead of doing just vocals, because Salim from Devil's Blood, who is doing guitar for us on the tour so far, he has to go back to Holland, so those are going to be very different shows. Yeah, especially for me personally, because it's really a different state of mind that I put myself in when I have a guitar in my hands. It's very seldom that I do that.
Change the set list beside longer show because of the time, but do you also adapt the set list?
Absolutely, it's gonna be quite different, and that's cool though, because people get to see an entirely different thing, and it's actually mostly old material that we're gonna do on these other shows. So it's gonna be cool. I see them as a bit of a just extra shows. A bit we can fuck around a bit, and it's gonna be rock and roll shows with the whole setup still.
Nice.
It's gonna be good.
Awesome. And the DVD is out this week, so I have to ask a question about Opus Diaboli.
Yeah.
Do you mind talking about the DVD and what's on it and why a DVD now?
Yeah, it's it's weird because we never really realized how much of a big deal it will be. First of all, we were like, okay, let's make a DVD. We have been playing around with the idea for so long, and how to do it differently from the regular DVDs and so on, and finally it ended up being this great thing, that all consuming for on our part. And it's the DVD, to put it simple, is it's a commemoration of our 13-year anniversary, and it consists of half of it is live footage from our 13-year anniversary show in Stockholm, which on its own I think is it turned out really special. And the other half is I still find it hard to explain it for some reason. Maybe I've seen it a few times, but it's like you can see it as a kind of a it's passages and sequences sort of visually and audially describing the nature of Watain. You know, it's interviews, there are narrated passages, there are, you know, just passages very meditative and pretty epic passages that are just, you know, big nature environments, and yeah, it's just it's a rich movie, and it's I like to point out that I see it much more as a movie than just a rock DVD, you know, because it's a full on experience. It's a journey really, you know, into the heart of the band, and we found it suitable to do now because with the latest album, Lawless Darkness, we reached out to an entirely new base of fans that until now I think have mostly, you know, based their view on Watain on, you know, whatever the media has portrayed or whatever rumors they might have heard, you know, and there's a lot of that going on. So we felt that this would be a good opportunity for us to speak on our own behalf, you know, and like, hey, you know, if you want to hear our story, look at this, you know, and that's sort of our intention. And I think we managed. There, you know, I could write volumes about Watain, and I could make 50 movies about Watain in order to say everything that I want to have said. But it's a good start, you know. Who knows? Maybe there will be a sequel.
That would be awesome. Thanks for sharing that. I'm so excited about the DVD. And I was going to ask, I know it's, you know, early and we're still at the end of the cycle, but any thoughts about a next record yet? Written any music? Jammed any ideas?
There are a lot of thoughts. Indeed, there are a lot of thoughts. But as far as definite plans go and definite like, you know, materials, it's just too early to speak about it. You know, I can say this: there's a lot of material, but nothing has even been rehearsed. It's just stuff that we have demoed, and it's everything in due time, you know.
Awesome. I cannot wait. I'm sure we'll hear more about that in the future.
Oh, yeah.
And then speaking of the anniversary of the band, I was going to say it's now 13 and a half years for the band. Yeah. And you mentioned you're getting more fans and wider acclaim. And are you surprised about awards and top album lists and the praise, you know, kind of the world over in the metal community? Mm-hmm. Does this surprise you? Did you think it was eventual? Did you feel like this music's too underground?
I never had any doubts that the music itself would speak to a lot of people, and that it would be able to, you know, well, touch a wide audience, really, you know. That, I mean, we did not limit our expression to, say, the extent that maybe Dark Funeral, for example, does, you know. We are a musically quite diverse band, and have become so even more lately, you know, with Lawless. So no, I'm not surprised, but what I'm surprised of is that I think that a lot of this attention and a lot of the success is based on the totality of the band and the whole package, because the package to me is the same that it always was, you know. It's just that we've, you know, as years go by, you fine-tune things, and you're able to express yourself more accurately, and you know, you're able to do the things that you always wanted to do. And I mean, no one can deny that it's extreme, and no one can deny that we're doing something that is, well, controversial in many ways, you know. But on the other hand, I mean, we're a rock band, you know, and people want that, you know. I mean, there is a reason why Sex Pistols got big, you know, and it's not only the music. So no, I can't say I'm surprised. I cannot say that. I can say that I'm pleased that it went that way, because it could just as well have gone the other way, you know, that people would just have thought that, fuck, this is too much, you know. But I'm glad that people are starting to respect what we do as as a form of art, really, instead of just, fooling around and doing a freak show, because that's never been our plan. So I'm glad that people are starting to take this seriously, and I'm glad that people are willing to listen. It's that time has come now, and that feels great.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And just kind of a last question, which is, other than the European festivals, is there any more touring planned, or is this it?
This is it, and it feels pretty nice to say that, actually. We've been touring a lot, really. We've been touring a lot, and with the shows that we do, with everything that we put on stage, with everything that we put into it emotionally and physically every night, we're starting to feel a bit, we need a little break from touring. So we're having the summer off. We're doing those 2 last festivals in August, Bloodstock and Watain, which I think will be great. It will be sort of a final closure to everything that has been, in a way, really. And from that, I think we will feel that we're standing on a completely fresh ground, and be able to put our minds together again and see what can be done.
That's terrific. Erik, thanks for spending some time today answering
thank you.
questions. Thanks a bunch.